All right, it's a 4th down, and I would like to demonstrate a punt. San Francisco has the ball at their own 25-yard line, and they are forced to punt. So they send out their punter, Andy Lee. Well, how do we know that he's the team's primary punter? If we look at the far right on the offensive line on his card, the P indicates punter, the A indicates he's the team's primary punter, the -K indicates the play is going to be read from the K column. Now, we also look before that, it says KO-B-P. Well, we already know if something happened to the team's primary kickoff specialist, Andy Lee would be the guy that we would insert to execute the kick. So this is a punt. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Dice roll 16. 16 in the K column is a 19. Now, we have to go to the punting chart. There's 3 columns. I'm going to read it from left to right. Defense is 25 to 50. Offense is 49 to 15. And the offense is 14-yard line to the goal line. You got to know where you're at on the field. The ball currently is at the offense's 25-yard line. So we are going to use the offense's 49 to 15 column. The play result was a 19 on Andy Lee's card. So we're going to find 19. And you see how this reads 46 FC D11. We're going to read this in really three steps. The 46 indicates how many yards the punt was. So I would advance the ball 46 yards. The FC indicates a fair catch. It means the returner fair caught it. Now, we have to look at Baltimore's primary punt returner, Jacoby Jones. If you look at his line right next to OA-P, it says TA-TB. TA-TB means he is the team's primary and secondary punt returner. I mean, if you looked at his stats, he'd probably, if he didn't have all of Baltimore's returns, you know he had at least 95% of them. Okay, so he is the primary return person. Now, the boards indicated, there's 19, 46 FC D11. You see how you have a D10 at 18 and a D11 at 19? D10 means the returner is the TA carded player. The D11 means it's the team carded TB player. Well, Jacoby Jones is both. So he's the one that caught the punt. All right? He's the one that had the fair catch right now. The only other thing I could tell you is this. When you have a TA-TB type player, and if you're making special teams rosters, just use another player in the TB spot so you actually have 11 people on the return team. All right. So for the sake of this example, it was a fair catch. But let's say it wasn't. Let's say, for argument's sake, and I'm looking at his card right now, the dice roll was a 33 when I rolled for the return. Okay, I moved the ball 46 yards. There was no fair catch, so I roll for the return, and I rolled a 33. And I look at the K column because that's what the card tells me to do, and the K column is 18. So now you have to go to you would go to the returns table and find the right column. Well, here's punt returns. All right. Then you would go down to 18 punt returns, and it would have been a 14-yard gain if he did not fair catch it. So then I would move the ball 14 yards, annotate the half play on my score sheet, annotate the 46-yard punt for Andy Lee, and annotate the fair catch for the first example or the return yardage on the second.